After determining the priorities of a chiral center, do you struggle with determining its absolute configuration? I have 3 tricks or rules here that should help you on any problem, whether the fourth priority is going away on a dash, is coming towards you on the wedge, or is in the plane on a line. For a molecule where the fourth priority is on a dash, you draw the circle from 1 to 3 on the page and leave it as is. When the fourth priority is on a wedge, you draw it on the paper, call it anti, and the opposite will be your answer. When the fourth priority is on a line, this is usually the hardest. However, if you switch the 4 with the wedge and draw from 1 to 2 to 3 like usual, you will get the answer. Let me show you. For the first, we simply draw the circle. 1, 2 to 3. This is counterclockwise, and so it's S. The answer is S. For the next one, we draw, again, from 1 to 2 to 3. However, we have a wedge coming out towards us, so the opposite is going to be the answer. We have an anti-S, so the answer is R. For this last one, I will cross off the 4 and whatever number is associated with the wedge. I will then switch the numbers like this. I will draw the circle just like I did before from 1 to 2 to 3. It's clockwise, so the answer is R. When learning absolute configuration, you find the priorities, and then the rule is 4 must be in the back, and then you find whether 1 to 2 to 3 is clockwise or counterclockwise. Let's see this visually. Let's turn this wedge and dash form into a ball and stick model. Okay, you can see that this is the same thing here. And then I'm actually going to rotate it a little bit. For those of you who struggle to see that 4 is in the back, we have it tilted a little bit more now. You can see that 4 is starting to get eclipsed by that carbon. It's going in the back, and here's the number 4 right there. We will then draw our arrow from 1 to 2 to 3. This is counterclockwise as mentioned before, so this is clearly S. Rule 2 involves a conceptual understanding that if you look at the other side of a clock, it will be spinning the other way. Let's start by copying the wedge and dash model into a ball and stick again. So here it is. Right now we have the 4 coming out towards us. If we were to draw the arrow here as we see it now from 1 to 2 to 3, we would think this is S. However, the 4 is coming towards us and is not in the back, as we were mentioning for those original rules. 4 needs to be in the back. So the 4 is coming towards us, so we will call this anti-S. I will use a large removable model here. Here it is. And I will turn this around half turn so that we can see the other side. So we see the greens on the left, 4 is out in front, the blues on the right. We're going to give this a little turn. So now we have 4 in the back. So I'm going to put a copy of this over to the right with the numbers relabeled on it. Now, if we draw in our arrow from 1 to 2 to 3, we see that it's going in the exact opposite direction. This is clockwise, and this is going to be R. So we can conclude if the fourth priority is coming out towards us on a wedge, we can draw our arrow from 1 to 2 to 3, and then you will flip whatever it is. It will be anti-S or anti-R, and you will take the opposite of that, and you will get the correct answer. Before we delve into Rule 3, when the fourth priority is on a line, let's focus on a concept. Anytime you switch 2 of the atoms or groups, you will switch configuration. It will be the opposite. If we have this molecule, 4 is in the back, we draw the arrow, we know that it is R. If we switch the 3 and the 2, we get this molecule. 4 is still in the back, but if we draw the arrow, we get S. Let's try another example. Starting with the same molecule again, we're going to, instead of switching the 2 and the 3, we will switch the 4 and the 2. For the 4 to be in the back, we will use this molecule again, and we will give it a quarter turn to put the 4 in the back. I will draw this again to the right, and I'm going to draw the arrow. It is S. From those two examples, we can see that anytime we switch two of the four groups in a chiral center, we will switch its configuration. Let's use that to our advantage. Returning to our original example from the beginning of this video, for the fourth priority being on a line, we will make this molecule into a ball and stick like we've been doing. And we all wish we could do this on a test or on a quiz, and really you can if you have a model kit. But we're just going to take this and we're going to rotate it around so that you can see what the actual configuration is. We're going to put 4 in the back. And then, since you can't do that on a test most of the time, we're going to learn the simple trick. So let's see what this molecule really is without any sort of trick. So let's rotate this so that the 4 is in the back. Okay, we're going to copy it to the right, label with 1, 2, 3. All right, let's do the rotation. This is R. Okay, so now that we have that, let's work on this trick. We have a couple of options here. We could switch the 4 with the dashed line, putting the 4 in the back like this. Having switched two things, we know that we will have to switch our answer in the end. So I will put anti here at the bottom. As we draw our arrow, we see that it would be S. But since we switched those two groups, it's going to be anti-S, which is R. My preferred way, however, as shown at the beginning, is essentially a double negative. An English example of a double negative could be, she didn't see nothing, meaning she saw something. A mathematical example would be multiplying -5 and -4 to equal +20. In other words, two negatives, or two opposites, cancel each other out. The same applies to chemistry. If we switch the 4 with a wedge, then we will need to switch the end result. So we have anti. However, by switching it to a wedge, we now have a 4 on a wedge, which means we are looking at the backside of the molecule. If we were to draw our arrow with the 4 sticking out at us, we would have to switch the end answer. So, anti. If we draw the arrow, like here, and it's an R, so it's anti-anti-R. So double negative, it's just R. When you switch the 4 with a wedge, it is what you see. You don't have to worry about switching. It just is what it is. So just a little recap review. If you have the 4 being a dash, draw the circle, leave it as is. If you have the fourth priority on a wedge, it's anti, do the opposite. That's your answer. If your fourth priority is on a line, simply cross out your 4, cross out whatever number is on your wedge, switch them, draw your arrow, and you will have the correct configuration. If you like this video, do me a favor and subscribe, and let me know what else you're struggling with so I can get you some more videos that will help you. See you in the next video.